The question is, in Victorian times, why did kids do all the work? Answered by Claire Tomlin, who is an author. Grown-ups did a lot of work in Victorian England, of course, as engineers building railways, as scientists, as factory workers, as teachers and writers, doctors and nurses. But children worked every bit as hard. They did dangerous jobs. Some were sent down mines, other very small boys were forced to sweep chimneys. Although there were several acts of Parliament intended to stop this, they were ignored for years, and children went on being forced up chimneys until 1875, when the death of a boy trapped halfway up one finally brought an end to such cruelty. Children also worked long hours in factories and mills. Rich children went to school, poor ones rarely did. Many children were born in the workhouses set up for the poor. Charles Dickens, the great storyteller of Victorian times, describes in his novel, Oliver Twist, how badly they were treated there. To begin with, they were half-starved. Everyone knows about Oliver asking for more and being punished, and at only 9 or 10 they were sent out to work as servants or apprentices. Oliver begs not to be apprenticed to a chimney sweep. Later he is kidnapped by criminals who try to make him into a pickpocket and force him to climb through a small window into a house they want to burgle. Dickens knew a great deal about child workers. He was himself set to work at 12 years old in a factory putting boot blacking into jars. He hated doing it and longed to be at school. In his stories he describes the street children of London. The boy Joe, who can't read or write, keeps himself just alive with pennies he is given for sweeping a street crossing, and dies young. Then there is Charlie, an orphan girl who manages to feed and lodge her little brother and sister by going out to do washing, leaving them locked up for safety while she works. Another girl, Jenny, who is disabled and can hardly walk, earns a living making dolls' clothes. Circus people train their children to perform as acrobats and riders. Theatre people would put a daughter on a stage as soon as she could walk and present her as the infant phenomenon. Some good people set up ragged schools for the street children, where they were given a little teaching. They were often absent and on returning explained that they had been in prison. Dickens describes a small boy pickpocket being very cheeky to the judge when in court, and although Dickens had a little education himself, he grew up none the worse for having been a child worker and became a world-famous writer. Today, English children are given education, but in other parts of the world, children are still forced to work long hours of hard labour.